are you wearing?
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
Presented by Scott Credit Union. Your St. Louis
BlueNote Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo. My name is Guy Benson, and I like to call myself the Hawaii Blues fan. At least for this show, I do. May have to drop that moniker as it gets closer to the season, as there's a chance I could have some press passes this year. You know, they don't like you being a fan. So that may take away from that a little bit. E. Guido's here. Hello, E. He says, let's go Blues. How you doing, E? Welcome to the show. Ashley might pop on real quick. She said that there's something she wanted to talk about, but she's got to go to work at 3 a.m. So I'm kind of waiting to see if she's here first before I say anything. And then for those of you that stick around at the bottom of the hour, I have a special announcement. We have a special show on Wednesday that you'll want to share with your friends and get here for. I'm looking forward to it. I will bring that up at the bottom of the hour. Yeah, there we go. That's how a radio show works, right? You got to bring them in. Tell your friends there's a special announcement at the bottom of the hour. Tonight we're going to kind of go with a, oh, sorry, bud. Oh, painful. Today we're going to kind of let things go with you guys. Again, let me reiterate something before I do this. I'm going to make this kind of your show, but I'm not going to put up stupid comments. I'm not going to put up stuff that's made to make me look stupid or things like that. If you have a serious, legitimate question or comment, I will gladly post it. If it is something else, no, I won't. Plain and simple. I'm telling you that now. E, we have talked about this a little bit. And I know you wanted to bring this up a couple of days. You said Tim Taylor, the director of player personnel, said it was the best prospect camp since he had been here. What do I think of it? How about the bottom sixes heavy hitters in the past? They helped us win the cup in 19. Likewise, Vegas did it last year with some heavy hitters. Yeah, I'll read everything and then I'll cut. In the new NHL, I thought fast speed was it, but now it seems we are trending backwards in some aspects. Are goons going to come back to your thoughts? Okay, let's break this down and talk about it piece by piece, right? First, Tim Taylor saying this was the best prospect camp since he'd been here. I take that with a grain of salt because a lot of times they say that every year, right? I mean, I know Tim's a little different, but I'm still taking him with a grain of salt. From what I could see, what I was able to watch, the videos that I saw from someone who could be our guest very soon, it was a good camp. It was a good camp, but these guys are 3 and 4 years away. It's 3 and 4 years away. So I've got to head back on about that. And then their next part is how about our bottom sixes heavy hitters in the past? They helped us win the cup in 19. Likewise, Vegas did it last year with some heavy hitters. In the new NHL, I thought fast speed was in, but now it seems to be trending backwards in some aspects. Actually, no, I don't think it is. I think that they're, in all actuality, the team that was considered to be the heavy hitting forechecking team was the Florida Panthers. And they just got destroyed. They got destroyed in the finals. So not even close. I don't think that it's going away from speed. Vegas had speed. Vegas didn't so much use a forecheck as they did a controlling neutral zone. Vegas controlled that puck through the neutral zone consistently and had very solid offensive zone entries that set up many of their goals. I've said this time and time again, 80% of the goals that are scored from the neutral zone. And what I mean is, no, they don't, is that goal is set up because of what happens in the neutral zone. Right? The neutral zone is a lot more important than people think it is. And that's where I'm at. And then his last part of that, are goons going to come back? No, I don't think they are. You're going to have your protectors. You're going to have your Ryan Reeves. They have their place in the league. They absolutely do. But it's not going to come back to where those guys are going to make $1.5 million just to beat people up. It's not. You have one or two, but for the most part, it's not. Craig Moss says preseason hype like always. I kind of agree. Anthony says, evening, my friends. What's your thoughts on O'Reilly signing with the Preds? I think that the Preds overpaid a little bit. However, I think that team's identity fits O'Reilly, and that could be. I think it's a good place for him, right? While O'Reilly might be a Canadian person per se, I think he has developed a Midwestern atmosphere or attitude, and he's always had that. I think that Nashville, he plays music, right? He writes songs, he plays music, so Nashville kind of fits in with that vibe for him, that motif. And that's why I just think that that's a good fit. I think that this is more of I think in O'Reilly's case, this is more of a personal thing than it is a hockey thing. That's kind of how I feel with that. Journeys with Johnson. I'm going to answer your questions, but I'm telling you, man, if you pull one of them questions like you did the last time on the show, I'll strike one. I'll mute you again. You do it again, and then I'll ban you. I'm not playing games like that. I'm just being honest with you. I've had too many people fuck with me before, and I'm not going to let it happen again. I'm warning you. That's it. I'm letting you know. So you said, do you see the Blues making any other moves this offseason besides Storpatinko? At the moment, I don't. However, there is something I do see happening. And I've been kind of going through some of the, I play fantasy hockey. I'm in a league, in a keeper league, and we're in a point right now where, your IRs have gone away. You got to get your roster up and look at that. So I've been looking at a lot of guys that were on IR at the end of the season and trying to gauge where I think they are. And one of the guys that concerns me is Scandella. Right? We haven't heard anything out of Blues camp about Scandella. Usually when these guys are getting better, you hear something, especially come, the camps. When the camps come, even the prospect camp, usually you start hearing something. Because of that, I think that Scandella, again this season, could end up on LTIR. If he does, there's about $3.5 million that could be available. I talked about this with Wendy a couple of days ago, where I said one of the things you're going to see a lot of guys pull the Mike Hoffman, right? And what I mean by that is they're going to come to a team, make a deal, go on a PTO, and as soon as the season starts, sign a deal. Right? He didn't play in like the last 5 or 6 games. I know in like April 5th, I think, is when he went out season. I was looking at that. That was something that I was kind of looking at. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Here it is. Give me a second. I will tell you here in a second. On April 4th, he was listed out for the season. So 7 or 8 games, whatever. I'd have to go back and look at the actual schedule. But I don't know. I think he missed a game before that too. So on April 1st is when he first listed that injury. And I think he came back for a game and then he was done. Right? So that's why, that's one of the things there. I don't think that he would be in that position. Now, where are we at here? Let me get with everybody's questions. You guys are a little ahead of me. Everyone has it mixed up. You must have a mix. Speed, skill, and heavy check all combined to win. That's what always wins. It's not too small and skilled or not. It's just heavy. I agree with this. I'm okay. I agree with that. What happened with Tarasenko's agent being fired? I've heard some different things on this. Well, see, you know what, Anthony? You missed the show a couple of days ago. I got into this pretty heavy, right? This is the Tarasenko thing, and it didn't happen once. It happened twice with Tarasenko. Is the media jumping the gun, and this is the danger of some of the websites out there. There are some very bad websites out there that will take one source of information and run with it in a very dangerous way. And that's what happened with Tarasenko. One of the things that I'm hearing, and I don't know this for a fact, but there is a possibility that Tarasenko was willing to go to New York for a very small contract. And his agents never brought that up to New York prior to the free agency opener and during free agency, and the Rangers went and spent all their money. And then his agents go and bring up all these other contracts, and it's not what he wanted. That's what I think happened, but I don't know. So we'll kind of go from there. Where are we at next? What is one move you think the Blues are going to make, whether it's during the season or the off season? Right now, they're going to bring in another center. I'm almost dead certain of that. Look for them to bring in a center somewhere in that PTO area, some guy for a PTO. I see that. I also have, and I talked about this, and you guys are going to choke me up. I think Varna and or Kapanen could be traded very early in the season, like before December, especially if they're having good seasons and this team isn't. I don't think Bedard wins the Calder this year. I really don't. I am not sold on Bedard. I know that's a hot take. I'm just going to leave it there. I think I talked to that one already. I didn't think he would be retained in New York because his agents were telling him the money. The agents didn't give him what would have been the right money, and that might have been it. I don't know if Krug had some injuries, but I think he's good to go, but I'm not there. right? No, he did. He came back a lot earlier than he was supposed to. Scandella came back a lot earlier than he was supposed to. That's up to him, my friend. That's kind of up to him. Where are we at? I'm trying to get caught up on these. Again, be careful with what you're asking me. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. I'm going to pull a Ryan Green and stir. Now, that's even more of a hot take than my Bedard being a bust. Absolutely. Shockey says, what I think happened with DP and the Blues, what happened to Freeman and the Braves in the MLB. I did see that. I seen that article. Well, first of all, that's an anomaly. There's no such thing as a resort that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, right? I'll get there. Not really a hockey question, but one I'll be willing to ask. I did see that article about Karppinen thinking that he, finding his love, the same thing O'Reilly did, finding his love of the game again here, and I get that, but again, both of those guys, Kapanen and Varna, were both brought in as low risk, possible high return guys. And I mean, Kapanen you got for nothing. Nothing. It was a waivers claim. Varna was a fifth round pick or something like that. Really, really minor. You could end up flipping both of them for easily flip Varna. We gave up Dylan McLaughlin, who was and a 2025 seventh round pick. That's it, right? And then we picked up Varna and have half his salary retained. So we're only paying him 2.6 for this season. So we gave up a minor leaguer, an AHL guy, and a seventh round pick in 2 more years. Right? That could be a huge. I mean, maybe you flip him for a third round pick. Maybe you flip him for a prospect. There's a possibility there that could happen. Right? If you wanted to go, what island would you recommend for it all depends. Each island has its own thing. There's no such thing as a resort that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Disney has a resort here that, has deals with it. I'm not a big fan of going to resorts. To me, just, if you want to come here, figure out what you want to do and then go from there. Right? I see that, bud. Ryan Green says Jason Nichols, I believe it. Okay. Ryan's here. Let's see. Both the pickups. Do you see the Blues picking up Zardina? No, I don't. Money's not there, right? Fuck. Oh, there you go. See, I'm not going to play that game, man. I really not. I work too hard to put on a decent show, to give you guys something, to get somebody, a juvenile that has to do stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense to me why somebody would. I would not go on someone else's show and do that. So why would you come on mine? Why would you come on mine and do that? All right. Yeah, someone put a comment up, and I couldn't read it really well, so I ended up posting it before. Right. So try and get that before you get there. Oh, there's no one jealous of me, man. There's nobody. I am the least watched of all the shows out there. I'm the least watched. Um, I'm the one that people, they blow me off. They don't care about me. Whatever. I've been called a fanboy. I've been called some other stuff. Is what it is. Don't care. Right. But I will say this: I got a good guest coming up. Actually, I have two good guests. I have one confirmed, one not. But I have a good guest coming up. We'll talk about that in about 8 minutes. I'll mention that for next Wednesday show, 9 p.m. Central. Me and possibly Ashley will have a guest. I don't want to say I have good sources. A lot of what I get is how I feel, and a lot of it is what I piece together from what I see out there, and what I read in what happens. I have sources. I get some information, but I don't have. I wish I had better sources. I'd be honest with you, but that is what it is. Funny, Jason. Ryan, that's the one I don't understand. Actually, see, they want one of our four defensemen gone, right? They want Pareko, Krug, Falk, or Letty gone, right? Problem is, all four of them are on full no trade clauses for at least 2 more years, right? And we just saw the dangers of what happens when you try to trade someone with a no trade clause before you talk to them, right? I mean, it's bad, and it could cause some locker room tension, right? I think Pareko's hate, I get it and I don't, right? I do understand where a lot of people are going. I think some of that is because he's hurt, but I also do think that he is, I don't want to use the word soft, but he's not, he's not, it's just not his mentality. It's not his demeanor, right? Journey, the problem with that is, where are you going to move him? You signed him to a 2-year extension, right? You kind of set yourself up there. You got a guy no one else wants. I don't think anybody's going to take Bortuzzo. He's a 7th defenseman. You can, most times you have a 7th defenseman, you really want a younger guy that's learning, not an older guy that's on the decline. I just don't think that you're going to get rid of him, right? No, he's signed through 2024-25. I'm pretty sure of that. I just looked at that not too long ago. Let me double check. Bortuzzo. Oh, no, you're right. He's 1 year left. My bad. He's a UFA next year. I my bad. My bad. I apologize. Him and Scandella and Rosen are all UFAs next year. My bad. My bad. I thought he was signed through 24-25. I misread something, or I looked at a different site that had it listed wrong. So I apologize. Okay. Jeremy says people think that because 55 is 6'5", he's going to be another Pronger, which is unjust in my opinion. That, yeah, I agree there. I could see Bortuzzo retiring at the end of the season. I could see that. But here's the thing with that. He's got the slap shot. that he doesn't use. And they have been telling him to shoot his slap shot since 16, 17, 18, 16, 17, since he's been here. And I don't think he took more than 3 slap shots last season. Is that because of his back? That could be. But most of his slap shots aren't at the net either. They're at the boards to come back. He's got to fire that thing low and quick. And I know maybe he's worried about, he's too nice and he's worried about hitting people, but I don't see it. I am not going to put up rumors unless I know there's 2 parties on that. So, and I haven't seen anything on that, what you just put up there. Right? And I follow him pretty regularly, so let me look at something. Not sure on if that's a big deal. I'm looking to see if I have something else. Give me a second. I know I follow Elliot Freeman. I just don't have him up at the moment. So I'm not going to go with there. Jeremy says he definitely needs to fire the puck for sure. I agree. You know what? Here's my thing. My thing is, Ryan, we had a bad year, right? And I get that. The problem with the bad year is we shouldn't have had it. And when you look at what that roster was coming into the season and what it was for, the majority of the season, and then you go, okay, we got rid of these guys. Did we get better? And I don't think we did, right? In all actuality. So who did we trade? We traded Mikkola. We traded Mikkola. We traded Tarasenko. We traded Ryan O'Reilly, Noel Acciari, and Barbashev. We got Blaze back. Blaze covers Acciari, right? We signed Hayes. Hayes, I guess you could say Hayes is kind of a Ryan O'Reilly, right? So you still have to replace Barbashev, Mikkola, and Tarasenko. Mikkola, maybe with Mikkola, you can say our other defensemen covered for him already. But I don't think any of the defensemen that we have on the back end are better than Mikkola, to be honest with you. Right? And then with Tarasenko, the goals and points and that fireness that you lost, I don't think you have anybody. There's the thing. He was the guy in that locker room that stood up to Berube and says, no, we don't play this game. And that's gone now. When he was able to do that and have other guys back him up, we had a good team. When that went away, when there weren't that strong personalities to back him up, Perron and others, man, I don't want to go on a too bad of a rant. Okay, before we go on a rant, I said at the bottom of the hour I would make my special announcement. Well, I've reached out to a couple of people and I've trying to get some interviews. Working on players, haven't gotten lucky yet. Who knows? I might get lucky, but I got somebody who I think you guys would love to talk to. He's agreed to come on live next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Time, 4 o'clock my time. I'm going to put out a promo this weekend, right? Put it on TikTok, put it on Reels, post the show. I have the newest media member for the St. Louis Blues, the guy taking place of Jim Thomas, Matthew DeFranks of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, coming on the show next Wednesday. He's going to answer your questions. We're for the first half hour, I'm going to talk to him, and then for the second half hour, 45 minutes, we're going to let him answer your questions. So for the first 30 minutes, it's just going to be an interview. Hold off on your questions until I say we open it for questions when he comes on. But I think I think we'll get some good stuff from him. He's from Miami. He recently came over from Dallas, so he's going to have some interesting aspects on that. I've met him once, kind of, and from my talks with him, it sounds like he's going to really enjoy coming on the show. It wasn't hard to get him on the show, and as hard as some of the others have been. Big thank you to, let me see if I get this all right, Craig Moss, number one today, Gloria Super Jason, Nickel David AC, John Gonzalez, Jeremy Lay, Chris Shockey, Karen Gramerick, and Anthony Stewart for putting those thumbs and a little bit of heart in the air, telling me how much they care. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And by the way, if anybody out there has tickets to Taylor Swift for tomorrow and you're trying to get rid of them at a decent price, let me know. My niece just got scammed out of $100 for tickets. And, I don't know if she's gotten any new ones or not, but I know she's kind of hurt. And to be honest, I really shouldn't. No, I don't want to say that, but if I could help my niece out, I would. Yeah, I'm with you there too. You know what? I got something I want to show. Stand by real quick. Let me bring this up. I saw something today. I think it was Shockey that sent me this. And I think you guys are going to want to see this. Right? This is from Mitts Off with Luke Godzik. He has his own show. I obviously he's much more he's a little bit he gets better guests than I do, obviously. So he's got some. He might be a former player. I'm not completely sure, right? But this video that he sent, that I got sent, was really interesting, and I'd like to share it with you. So stand by while I try and pull it up. And here we go. Take a listen to this.
Heard that Flower has a bucket list thing, or had a bucket list thing of wanting to have a scrap. Maybe you caught wind of that. Is there a little background you can share?
Yeah, we do have a mutual friend, and there were some words exchanged. But yeah, the story would go, a few years back, I watched a video. This was maybe when I first was called up, or even before. I saw a video where he said, sarcastically or not, the one last thing he'd want to do is get in a goalie fight. And he's a guy I've admired my whole later goalie career, from when he made the NHL or World Juniors. And so I saw that video, and I'm willing to get in a scrap. And he's a legendary goalie, so it felt like that was the moment. And it didn't go down, but yeah,
The refs just got in the way, right?
Yeah, because I actually asked him the game before to go in the third
Like
period.
during a TV timeout or something.
It was like a couple minutes left in the third, and he hit one of our guys because they were around his crease or something. So then I was at center ice. And then it was funny because Reeves is going crazy on the bench. You know, who's just a great teammate. He's just like gonna step in for his goalie. And fast forward, we have our mutual friend. He kind of told him to tell me, as far as I know, he told him to tell me, like, you know, he appreciates the offer. If the opportunity arises again, he's down. So, you know.
And that was before that game.
Before that game.
Man, we're talking perfect timing then.
Well, the game goes how it goes, and I create the situation.
Yeah.
And he doesn't hesitate. He's down there, ready to go.
There you go. That was the interview there. Let me pull that off here real quick and make sure I stop some stuff so it doesn't. There we go. Interesting there. I mean, it puts a little more now. I mean, that puts a little more. Now I understand why Marc-Andre Fleury flew down the rink so fast when all that went down. It makes a lot more sense. And by the way, something I just found out. Chris Pronger on Saturday, July 15th, is going to be at the Dirt Cheap in Gravois in Afton next Saturday, signing autographs. So for those of you that want to get out there and meet him, and if anybody does get out there, maybe we can figure out how to get him on our show. You can help me get him on the show. Maybe do a FaceTime and I can say hi and tell him about the show or something. That would be cool. We could work that out with somebody. That'd be something that maybe we could work out. Right? And Journey, thank you. Sometimes I'm bad with names. I don't remember things. And a lot of these guys, I don't remember, like Luke's name doesn't sound like a household name to me. And that's why I probably didn't get it. So I apologize. And thank you for your help there. I appreciate it. Right? Wow. So we got about 20 minutes left and not a lot to talk about. Where is everybody? Come on, help. Help Miranda. Help Miranda. Tom Facetti's here. Thank you, Tom. Ryan Green. E. Guido Krishake. Thank you. Jeremy Lay. Thank you. And all the others that put those thumbs in the air. I greatly appreciate it, man. It means a lot to me. I'm hoping to be in the St. Louis area for at least the first month of the season, or part of it, through October and maybe a little bit into November. If I am, I plan on doing live shows. I know I have two places right now that I know will let me do live shows. We know that Cusimano's and I hope I don't screw this up, Kirkwood will allow me to do shows there, right? So I did some research on that. I did do some research, and it does seem like he was one of the first ones to report it. He may have been the guy. He sent me something to where in a chat, somebody else said, however, Journey, and I'm going to tell you this, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I have had Padre in the past tell me that guys were on my show that were impersonating other guys. So, with all due respect, I take some of what he says with a grain of salt. If that upsets people, I apologize. But until I get a little bit better feeling, I'm just going to go with that. I had Padre on the show a couple of times. He took that invite and sent it to a bunch of his friends. His friends got on and tried to ruin this show. He had someone say they were Jake Wallman. They weren't. He had someone say they were Rosenthal. It wasn't. And you know what? I didn't know the guys. I didn't know them well, and it made me look like an absolute fucking idiot. And it hurt, and it destroyed this show for a good point of time. So if you want to know why I'm so hesitant, there it is. Oh, that's cool, man. That'll be the alumni box is a great experience. I can tell you that. What do you mean the other one? You mean Hayes or Bushnevich? Because I see Kyrou Thomas and Bushnevich being on the top line, right? A lot of a couple of people that I saw have Hayes as a third center, right? And we're still a center short, right? Right, Bushnevich. Okay. I think that they're going to be a solid line. And to be honest, I said this before. Kyrou needs 90 points this season. Right? Now, he's shown that he can do it. He's gotten, I think he's played, oh, man, what did I tell you, E? I think he's played 75 and 78 games and had 75 and 73 points respectively or something like that. So he can do it. He can do it. He can be a point per game player or better. Absolutely believe that. And with Thomas and with Bushnevich, if they get offensive minded, and they're going to have to be for this team to win, that's what I see. Right? That's what I see. And I probably just lost a couple of people. If I did, I got to be, look, guys, this show is important to me. It's not a fucking joke. I've been doing it this is my 6th season coming up. Whether or not it's grown doesn't matter. It's the fact that I continue to do it almost every day, and I put my heart into it. That's all that should matter. Bennett, he has to, right? I don't see Hoffer's not ready. I know everyone's looking at just a couple of games and going, "Oh my God, Hoffer." I'm not there yet, right? I think Bennington bounces back. I think Bennington, to me, the defense had a lot more to do with it. Hey, Matt Lowe. How you doing, bud? Hey, Matt Lowe, next Wednesday, set your alarm. Make a reminder, right? Next Wednesday, Matt DeFranks from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch is going to come on live, right? Going to come on live, right? Like I said, when he comes on, the first 30 minutes, it'll just be an interview. Please don't hold your questions, hold your comments, right? Until we get to the bottom of the hour, and then we'll take questions. So that's what I plan on doing next Wednesday. I'm going to try and get a promo out this weekend. Get something out. Maybe I can get him to record me something, and we can put that into it. I'll ask him. I didn't think about that just now. But he seems like a cool guy. Seems like a guy that's willing to help. And let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Right? I appreciate that, Ryan. I really do. That's to be seen. Right now, I know a lot of people think that Shen should be the captain. I'm not on board with that. Right? I think if you make Shen the captain, you're changing captains again in a couple of years. I think if you're going to get a new captain, it needs to be a guy that's signed long term. Right? And when you look at the 3 guys right now that are signed long term, Thomas, Kyrou, and Parayko's already got an A. Of those 3, who do you make the captain? To me, it's Thomas. I want to get a guy that's going to be the captain for the next 6, 7 years, 8 years. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yes, it is. This is the guy that took over for Jim Thomas, who retired this year. Jim Thomas is still a friend of the show. He's still a friend of mine. Right? But that's kind of where we're at with that. So Matt DeFranks is going to join us. We'll be able to talk about the draft. We'll be able to talk about free agency. We'll talk about what he saw at the prospect camp. Put out some good videos. Put out some really good videos, right? He's on Thread. He's also on Twitter, right? Thread. I get what Thread can be, but right now it's not there. I'm on it, but I it needs to be somewhere. My problem with Instagram and like TikTok is they limit who can go live. You have to have 1,000 followers. Well, I don't. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to go live. Maybe going live with my show on those would get me more followers. Right? Maybe I should. I thought about starting to do taking some of the show and doing it in little 10-minute blocks and then putting it on like TikTok, because you can put up with the little 10-minute blocks on TikTok or something like that. I thought about doing that. I may start doing that. I may start downloading some videos and breaking it up and doing that and see how that works out. Not sure yet. Who knows? I've seen guys do it with different videos, where they talk about, and usually it's not 10 minutes. They usually go 5-6 minutes and then break it down, break it up. But I don't know. I think, if you can't watch 10 minutes, you're not going to watch a show at all. It's an hour show. It is what it is. Right. It's like a radio show. Either you listen to it or you don't, it's nice that it's video. I like that. I would like to start playing more, videos and things like that, but I don't want the strike, so I can't. But I do what I can, right? That's what's important there. Might be a short show today if you guys aren't talking. Come on, where you at? Come on, where is everybody? What are you doing? All right, where are we? Come on, people. People, get ready. Hold on. I may have to end the show. I may have a slight emergency I need to jump on. I may have to go. If I do, I do. Right. Let's see what my buddy sends back to me. I got possibly an emergency message from somebody. You know what, Journey? I not knowing you with not having a picture, knowing you like through Facebook or something like that. Nah, I can't do it. And I know you sent me something on Facebook, but that was a thing that you just made, and that made me even more suspicious. Wayne Harder. I have never seen that person before. I don't know what you're talking about there, Wayne. And that name makes me suspicious, to be honest. Uh, where are we at here? I'm trying to figure something out. Da 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 da. Sometimes it's hard being the host and the producer all at the same time. Oh, Wayne looks like a legitimate guy. Welcome to the show, Wayne. Thank you for joining. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Wayne. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, I think I know who Wayne is now. Maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, he's a Blackhawks fan. Okay. Do we have a mutual friend, Wayne? I think that might be who you. I think. Right. Oh, Joey between the benches. Welcome to the show, Wayne. Have you seen Windy City Hockey? Have you seen our friend our friend Windy? Hope you've seen his show. Oh wow, that would be interesting with having Joey between. I kind of thought Jamie would go between the benches, right? Check out Windy City Hockey, and it's HAWKY, I think, or EY on YouTube. He just hit 1,000 followers, 1,000 subscribers, or real close to it. Check him out there. Right. And thanks for joining the show, Wayne. We greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. I like fans from all the games. I like our radio crew. I don't have a problem with Jamie. I like Jamie. I know Jamie personally. Okay. I just don't think he's got a voice for TV. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong. Right? Hold on a second, Wayne. Give me just a second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stand by. Stand by to stand by to stand by for the stand by-in. And if you know, you know. There you go, Wayne. There is Wendy's page. You can check him out there on YouTube. All right. We would have greatly appreciated that. Oh, good question. Why do I want to see Thomas as the next C? Well, I mean, there's a couple of different reasons. First of all, I think he's a solid young talent. You just signed him for 8 years. He learned under O'Reilly and Tereshchenko and he's finding his voice. I think that's the guy that you want to be your captain with what your plan is of having younger guys on the team. Having a younger captain is a smart thing to do. At least that's how I feel. Thank you. Who did you get that from? Is that what O'Reilly says? Or not O'Reilly? Is that what Jamie says? I watch him a little bit. It's harder to watch him here. Wouldn't be surprised to me. This team's in a bad shape, man. Bad shape. And there, tell you what, this is a team where I think this is one where the manager I absolutely think is the problem. More so than I do with the Blues, to be honest with you. right? Even more than I do with the Blues. I think the manager is the absolute problem with the Cardinals. And yes, I am not a fan of Berube. I don't think he's the right guy for young guys. I think at one time he was. When he was in the AHL, I think he changed how he coached. But once he got here, he changed. Oh, John Kelly. Okay. Thank you. I actually, so I live here because it's a necessity, not because I want to or because I love it. I don't. I want to live in St. Louis. There's just some things that prevent me from moving at the moment. I am trying to move. I want to move. Right. Yeah. I'm with you. I think Montgomery would have been I think Montgomery was the reason we got 109 points the year before. Right? I don't know why they didn't go with Skip. But I don't know why you do. I mean, do you want to pay $4.60 for a gallon of gas? Do you want to pay $12 for a McDonald's meal? Because that's what they are. You know, I don't know what they are back home, but I don't think they're as expensive as they are here, right? You know, do you want to live in a 1,000 square foot apartment for $2,500 a month? Right? Where did Skip go? Where did he end up signing? I forget. Was it Kansas? It wasn't Kansas City, was it? Actually, I can. Well, when I move, I plan on shipping my car. Oh, Miami. Okay. I didn't remember. Thank you for. I plan on shipping my car to Oakland, spending some time with my daughter up there, and then driving down to LA, and then Ubering across country. Spend a couple days in a city Ubering, and then move to the next one, doing it that way before I get home. That's how I plan on doing it. Hey, anytime, Wayne. We're here most nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I bounce on it. It's the off season, so it won't be as much. Next Wednesday, I have one of the media members from St. Louis going to join me on the show. Should be really interesting to hear what his takes are. He's one of the newest media members, so and it's real interesting when you think about it. So when Jim Thomas started covering the Blues, they were in the dumper, and then they turn around and have one of their best seasons ever. And that his first year. And maybe it's the same thing with the Franks. Maybe it's the same thing with the Franks. Right? Yes. Luke Cork has been on the show once. He will probably never, ever be on the show again. That is not me. That is him. He is always welcome to come on the show. But that's his choice. Back to hockey. If Arna has a good season, why would you want to trade him? Because you only have him on a 1-year deal, and you can get something for him. You can get something back. Right? And that's the way it is. I didn't say I can't stand. I have no issue with Luke Cork. I have no issue with Luke Cork. Lou has an issue with me, and that's fine. He's more than welcome to it. Right? That's why you would ended up trading him. Unless if you're in second place in the division or third place challenging for second, then maybe you don't look at trading him. Okay? But if you're in sixth and he's having a good year, then you look at trading him. That's how I would look at it. right? That's how I would look at it. Well, let me say a big, big thank you to Matt Park, Tom Fassetti, Ryan Green, E. Guido, Chris Shockey, Jeremy Lee, John Gonzalez, David Acey, Jason Nichols, Craig Moz, and Gloria Sieper, I think it was, along with Karen Gamera, Chris Shockey, and Anthony R. Stewart. They all put thumbs in the air, gave me some love on Facebook. If you did it on YouTube, I greatly appreciate it. I do not get to see the names of those who do it on YouTube, so I can't say your names. I apologize that there's nothing I can do about that. Great show tonight. Good, solid hour. I plan on getting that promo out. Seeing I might see how what I can do about breaking this show up into little parts and pieces and maybe putting it on TikTok or Reels and that, and seeing if we can drum up some interest for the show. We'll see how it goes. But hey, I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. You can find me on YouTube at BlueNote Fan Report, on Facebook at the same BlueNote Fan Report. You can find me on Twitter at Guy_Bensing, at BlueNote Report, or at STL Fan Report. Look for Ashley Jones at No One Can Hear You, or at Slapshot Jones. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. Boys, what do I always say?
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. Hawaii, tongue-tied Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying hello, I'm mahalo. And you got to know I'm bleeding blue with you. I'll see you next time on the Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha.